Hello and good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Bill Gray Legion Stadium at Champion Car Wash Field, where today the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts get ready to welcome in the Post 6 Barbers out of the Portland area. It's American Legion Baseball. We've got a doubleheader for you this afternoon here on Douglas County's Home for Sports, The Score. Welcome in, everybody, for the SoCo Coffee Company pregame show. I'm Joey Kieran as we count down towards first pitch of today's ball game. This is the SoCo Coffee Company pregame show. You can find them conveniently located off of I-5 at exit 108. Stop in for fresh pastries daily, organic smoothies, or one of the items off of their espresso bar menu. That's SoCo Coffee Company. Getting ready to go for the start of today's ball game. We've got the Post 6 Barbers coming in on a 4-game winning streak, 5-1 on the year, and they are taking on the Doc Stewarts, who are looking to win their first game of the season as they have stumbled against Medford in 2 contests so far this year. Final scores in both of those games, 9-2. We'll talk more about where the team's at here as we get ready for the start of the season with head coach Jeremiah Robbins as we continue on with your SoCo Coffee pregame show. Coming up, we'll have our conversation with Coach Robbins. And before we get there, I want to remind you that tonight's games are streaming live online at 541radio.com on Doc Central. And you can also find them on our YouTube channel. Search 1490 The Score on YouTube. You'll find us there. You can watch Doc Stewart's baseball all summer long. Watch today's game again at 541radio.com. Video coverage of Doc's baseball presented by the Cow Creek Tribe. We'll take a 2-minute break. Come back with head coach Jeremiah Robbins after this on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza, made with only the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Back here with more of our SoCo Coffee Company pregame show, conveniently located just off of I-5 at exit 108. You can stop on by, get one of their items off of their espresso bar menu. As we get ready to start off things here today against the Post 6 Barbers, we get a chance to catch up with head coach Jeremiah Robbins. Coach, 2 games in, how are you feeling about things here? I know you guys have now probably, I think, we're maybe around 2 weeks into this season with practices and stuff and a couple of games under your belt. How are things starting to shape up for the Doc Stewarts?
Oh, we're excited. We got a few bumps and bruises. We got to get a few guys healthy and start building that team chemistry. We still are waiting to get the whole group together as one, so for an extended amount of time. So we're looking forward to that heading into Monday and going into our tournament on Wednesday. So, you know, it's good. Obviously learning lessons early. I think both of those losses are great learning lessons for us, but just keeping the guys together. We had 2 days of practice after the game on Wednesday, good days of practice, and had a good BP session today. Guys are starting to get to know each other, so we're heading forward, and that's a good spot to be.
You mentioned getting to know each other. Where are you guys at with school? Is school done for everybody? Are these guys able to now start really focusing in on what's coming up this summer?
Yeah, our college guys are done with their finals, and then the high school guys, either they graduated or they got done on Thursday. So we're in a good spot. It's real summer baseball now. Everybody's done with school, and we can focus on some things and start coordinating practices so everybody's together. We're a real team now, so it's awesome.
Yeah, the grind now truly does begin. You mentioned bumps and bruises. Obviously, we saw Spencer go out in the last game. We knew that about Tyler Thornton, but what do we expect on kind of some of the health issues with you guys? Are you going to be able to get back to full strength with some of these guys back, or are some of these going to be keeping guys out all summer?
Yeah, we're optimistic on Tyler. Maybe get him back mid-July. So we're going to go ahead and keep him on the roster. He's been around every practice with us since he got hurt. So that one sounds a little bit more promising. Spencer, he's got to get that thing in shape. I mean, that's going to be the big thing. And, we're going to manage it as we go. He felt a lot better today. He said he could be a defensive replacement late if we needed it. So that's positive. And then, these kids are coming off of a shortened season. So we got to be real careful. Because there's this, with not playing 26 games, our bodies just aren't in shape yet. So we'll be cautious of that as we go through. My college guys, they're in good shape, and we're going to watch pitch counts on Austin and Jace, obviously, but just kind of managing this as we go. Not looking at the win-loss record, but looking at chemistry, health, and getting a good product. So when it comes July 24th, we're ready to go.
And that's where it seems like the fact that you guys are hosting, you mentioned to me before that allows you guys some flexibility to be able to manage the roster a little bit better. And I'm sure with these early kind of hang-ups with some injuries and things like that is going to even make that an even more important thing for you.
Oh, 100%. It's a godsend at this point. It'd be a whole different deal if we weren't hosting. So, we brought up a couple young guys that will get some time today, Jordan White, Parker Burke. And that's, with our roster, that's why we short rostered it to start with. Get guys playing time that needed it early, and if something happened, we could bring up a couple guys from Pepsi. So, we got to get healthy, but the big thing is get mentally healthy and kind of get ingrained in the system here and the grind of summer baseball, because it's coming and it starts today.
Well, speaking of a grind, today you got a doubleheader, and it'll be the first twin bill of the season for you guys. How does that kind of change the approach is going to be pretty similar, I'm sure, to just a single game, but at the same time, the mentality side, knowing that you've got not just one but two games to get through today, what do you kind of tell these guys as you get ready to get things started?
Well, today's will be a great test. What did we learn from Wednesday? Hopefully we learned a lot, and you get two opportunities today to go out there and be different. So at this time of the year, I love the doubleheader option. 2 7-inning games. It's going to go quick. We got to be ready to go. Obviously, whenever you play the Barbers, you're playing one of the top teams in the state. I'm excited for it. The weather's great today, a little muggy, but still the sun's out, and we get to be on one champion field.
Yeah, you guys made a great decision, I think, yesterday in pushing that one with the weather to today, although the mugginess is definitely very apparent. You mentioned the Barbers, one of the top teams in the state. They're perennially in the state tournament and always fighting for one of those state titles. Coach Duran does a great job putting together a tough roster over there. Do you know much about the guys that they have on this year's squad?
I don't know a lot. I know they're a very mature team. I talked to the assistant here right before they took BP, so they got some college kids. I think they got 5 or 6. So, they're going to be. That's why we want them on our schedule. We're going to get tested early by them. They'll be in our tournament as well. So the more times you get opportunities to play really good teams, that's just going to benefit you. That's a strength of schedule. So we're excited about that.
I don't think you've lacked in quality teams so far on the schedule this year. Coach, thanks for the time in the pregame.
You bet, Joey. Thank you.
That is head coach Jeremiah Robbins as we count down towards the first pitch of today's ball game between the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts and the Post 6 Barbers out of the Portland metropolitan area. This is your SoCo Coffee pregame company. Pregame show conveniently located just off of I-5 at exit 108. Stop in for fresh pastries, daily organic smoothies, or one of the many items off of their espresso bar menu. SoCo Coffee Company. We are getting ready to go. They've exchanged the lineup cards at home plate, gone over the ground rules, which means we are just about to get ready to introduce today's teams and get you a look at or get you the national anthem, and then get ready to go for today's ball game. We'll have a look at your Oak Hills Golf Course starting lineups here in just a few, so stick around for that. Joey Keyran here with you. As mentioned there in the interview with Coach Robbins, today's games were rescheduled. Today's games were yesterday, supposed to play at 5 o'clock, a doubleheader yesterday. But due to the rain here in the region, they decided to push it. And I had a number of people ask me, well, isn't the field turf? Why are they getting rained out? Because didn't we put turf in there for this exact region? Well, yeah, you did. The turf will definitely help you get a chance to play quicker if there is rain in the forecast. But it's still baseball, and it's not necessarily a sport that's fun to play in cold or wet temperatures. And with the Barbers coming out of the Portland area, a long trek down here to get to Champion Car Wash Field, they didn't want those guys to come down here and then things get really nasty and be completely unplayable and have to send them back up to the Portland metropolitan area to then try and come back down again today. So I think they made a prudent decision, knowing what the forecast was saying for today. They made a prudent decision to push this game off to today for a doubleheader, and the weather is absolutely fantastic. Today we are looking at temperatures that could climb up into the 80s. Right now, about 75 degrees as we get ready for first pitch. It is a bit muggy out. There's a lot of moisture in the air after yesterday's rain, so it is a muggy day, a little bit hotter than it probably should feel. Definitely has the pores opening up, that's for sure. There is rain in the forecast for a little bit later at 6 o'clock, expecting for a chance for some rain to start picking up into the overnight hours, so hopefully we won't have things delayed too long. We did play through some rain the other day, so it's not like they can't play through it, and the field will definitely hold up. They could even pause for a few if it got anything nasty and they thought that it was going to let up in a couple of minutes. You can pause, let things drain, and then get right back to it. That is the luxury of this new artificial turf field, the Champion Car Wash Field. Players are getting announced down on the field. We'll have a look at the starting lineups and your defensive alignment when we get ready to get this one started in the top of the first inning. Joey Keyran here with you. Want to say thank you to our sponsors, Barnes Heating and Air, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Doc's wearing their all-white uniforms today, white tops, button up across the chest, and the white trousers pulled up around the knees for the blue socks. Across the chest in blue says Dr. Stewart's, outlined in orange. Numbers on the front and the back in blue, outlined in orange as well. On the other side, black tops today for the Barbers, gray trousers for them. The numbers in red on the front and the back with that Boston Red Sox B on the left breast of the chest there for the Barbers. We get ready to go for today's ballgame. We'll be back after the national anthem here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
Buy one, get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy one signature service oil change at regular price and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The Signature Service Oil Change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and a 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy one Signature Service Oil Change with Pennzoil, get one free, now at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube, next to Champion Car Wash.
At Current Orthodontics, we stand out because of the smiles and the excitement that we create. A beautiful smile can really make a huge impact in someone's life. Our main goal is we also want you to be able to walk down the street and have your neighbors say, hey, where did you get that great smile? And for you to be able to say, at Current Orthodontics.
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Just wrapping up the national anthem as we get ready to go for today's ball game between your Roseburg Dr. Stewarts and the Post 6 Barbers. Before we get into our starting lineups, let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Docs Baseball on The Score. Back here at Champion Car Wash Field where we get ready to go between the Docs and the Barbers. Barbers coming in with a 5-1 record, the Docs at 0-2. Let's go ahead and take a look at our Oak Hills Golf Course starting lineup. You can get your golf adventure started with the Triple Play membership to the Umpqua Golf Club. Play Oak Hills, Stewart Park, and Myrtle Creek golf courses with just one membership. You can find out more at umpqua.golf. For the visiting Barbers, head coach Joe Duran, with the program for quite some time now, he will put together a lineup with Diego Robinson on the top with the starting second baseman, followed by Andy Miller, the shortstop. Stanley Shoppy is in center field. He'll bat third, followed by Nico Roselle, the third baseman. Kieran McAlpin is the left fielder. Tyler Bickford is the catcher. He'll bat in the sixth spot. In the 7 hole is Barry Sherrill in right field. Drew Fritz will DH for the starting pitcher today. That's Riley Harbaugh. He's in the 8 hole. And rounding out the starting 9 will be Jonah Hergert, your starting first baseman. That is a look at your Oak Hills Golf Course starting lineup for the Post 6 Barbers. Taking a look around the diamond defensively for the Docs here today. It's our look around the diamond, your defensive starters. Presented by Cooper's Pest Control. When you're looking for the best defense, call Cooper's Pest Control to protect your home from those summer bugs. Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins with great low rates. Give them a call at 673-0363. On the mound today is Austin Anderson. Big righty from Roseburg High School, played at Umpqua Community College during the spring this year for head coach Jeremiah Robbins. He will be on the mound, throwing into Knox Hubbard behind the plate. Evan Corbin out at first. At second base, Cade Johnson. At third, Austin Takahashi. At short is Dawson Gillespie. In the outfield from left to right, Logan Klopfenstein, Jet Black, and Dominic Tatone. That is a look at your Cooper's Pest Control defensive starters. So we get ready to go here in the top of the first. It's Diego Robinson who will step in, and he takes the first pitch from Anderson for strike 1. Had 2 hits and a win on Tuesday against the Kaiser Crushers. As he swings, I don't think he got a piece of that one as it bounces away for strike 2. This Barbers team winning 14-2 against the Kaiser Crushers back on Tuesday. Swing and a miss for an early strike 3. And that is one away. And strikeouts this season are presented by Mountain Mike's Pizza, making sure that your next pizza night isn't a swing and a miss. That's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be. One away with nobody on. First pitch fouled back for Andy Miller. Miller, the shortstop, goes after something a little up in the zone there. Fouls another one away. That is strike 2. The 0-2 pitch reached and stays alive as he gets just a piece of it. Andy Miller starting at shortstop. The 0-2 pitch. Another foul tip to stay alive. So throwing strikes here for Austin Anderson. A nice start to the game for him. He's really attacking that strike zone. The 0-2. That one pulled in the air out to Klopfenstein in left. Tracks it towards the foul line underneath it on the fly ball. Stealing a term from our board op Ben Hill, who was in the studio last time we were on the radio doing Docs Baseball, saying that his favorite baseball term was a can of corn. That's exactly what that one was. Can of corn for Klopfenstein in left off the bat of Andy Miller. 2 away, and the first pitch just misses to Stanley Shoppy. Shoppy in center field. From Jesuit High School, graduating here in 2021. He takes high again for a 2-0 count. According to an article I found on OregonLive.com, he had .357 during the high school season for the Crusaders from Jesuit. As a strike on the inside corner for Anderson. Gets him into the at-bat. 2 balls and a strike with 2 away. Working quickly out of his windup here, Anderson. Breaking ball, and it got just a piece of Stanley Shoppy. Hit by pitch will put a runner on base for the Barbers.
Next batter, the third baseman, number 28.
1 on with 2 away. And that'll bring up Nico Rosell. Left-handed batter. And he'll take low for ball 1. Out at first base, Evan Corbin. I heard him shout out runner, but it looks like only a fake there from Shoppy. And now he will take off. The throw to second. It was right there, about on time, just a little bit short. Tried to scoop it. Was Gillespie at shortstop. And Dawson couldn't quite hang on to the ball, and with it being in the dirt, I think he got a little bit of just a half a second late on that one. 2-0 pitch outside, and the count will go 3-0 now for Nico Rosell with a man at second base. The Barbers trying to get on the board early with 2 outs, and they'll have another runner on base after the walk by Anderson. So a hit by pitch and a walk after a strikeout and a fly ball out to start things off here in the top of the first inning, and the Barbers threatening just a bit with 2 away.
Next batter will be the left fielder, number 18,
Kieran McAlpin will bat, the left fielder. First pitch swinging for that lefty is strike 1 as it's fouled away. That is back-to-back left-handed batters in the lineup for Joe Duran and the Barbers. Ball out towards center field. Caught right around the knee level by Jet Black. A line drive. He had to race to get to that one, but gets there just in time. No need for a slide. I almost thought we might see Jet laying out on that one. Did not have to. No runs on no hits. There were no Doc's errors. 2 men left on base for the Barbers. The Docs hold them off the scoreboard in the first inning. Scoreless as we go to the bottom of the first on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Bottom of the first inning coming up here. Let's take a look at our starting lineup for the Roseburg Dr. Stewarts. Head coach Jeremiah Robbins will put Austin Takahashi at the top and at third base, followed by Cade Johnson, the second baseman. The shortstop, Dawson Gillespie, will hit third, followed by Jet Black in center field. The right fielder, Dominic Tatone, batting fifth, followed by Evan Corbin, the first baseman. Batting seventh, the catcher, Knox Hubbard. Sebastian Watson will DH for Austin Anderson, the pitcher. And Logan Klopfenstein, your starting left fielder, batting ninth. A 1-0 count to start off for Austin Takahashi against Riley Harbaugh, a right-hander. Low and inside to the left-handed batting Takahashi. And he's ahead. 2 balls, no strikes here in the bottom of the first of a scoreless ball game. Docs up to bat against the Post 6 Barbers. That was your starting lineup for the Docs. There's a strike across against Takahashi. Starting lineups brought to you by Oak Hills Golf Course. You can get your golf adventure started with the Triple Play membership to the Umpqua Golf Club. You can play Oak Hill, Stewart Park, and Myrtle Creek golf courses for just one membership. Find out more at umpqua.golf. A line drive shot to right field is caught by Barry Sherrill. Got around a little bit too far on that one. Pulled it to right field for Takahashi. And it just sailed out there far enough to Barry Sherrill, who only had to trot in just a little bit to get the out. One away. And Cade Johnson will bat, the starting second baseman today. He's played at third as well. He takes outside for ball one from Riley Harbaugh. We'll take a look around the diamond here in just a bit. Harbaugh from Banks High School will be a senior next year. Breaking ball is high for a 2-0 count. Right-handed pitcher. Again, class of 2022. He's gotten one out so far. Out of his windup, the 2-0 pitch. Fastball just a little bit high. 3 balls and no strikes. Behind the plate, Tyler Bickford catching, the battery mate for Harbaugh. Out of his windup, the 3-0 is low for ball 4. 1 out walk issued to Cade Johnson. A man on with 1 down, and Dawson Gillespie batting. Taking a look around the rest of the diamond at your defensive starters, presented by Cooper's Pest Control. At first base, Jonah Hergert. At second base, Diego Robeson. At third, Nico Roselle. And at short, Andy Miller. In the outfield from left to right, Kieran McAlpin, Stanley Shoppy, and Barry Sherrill. That's your defensive starters. As Gillespie will get around on 1 out towards left field, and it just hooks foul for a long strike. Back to the plate for Gillespie with the 0-1 count. When you are looking for your best defense, you can call Cooper's Pest Control to protect your home from those summer bugs. That's Cooper's Pest Control, your locally owned bug assassins. Call them at 673-0363. At first base, Cade Johnson after the 1 out walk at the plate. The 0-1 pitch. No. Throw over to first base and back in safely. Will go Johnson. Crawling back into the bag a bit there. Not sure if he stuck or just started his slide too soon, but he kind of had to force his way back to the bag. The 0-1 to Gillespie. It's a breaking ball. Stays high for a 1-1 count. Cade Johnson at first base. He will be our interview subject coming up in between the games of our doubleheader today. We talk with Cade Johnson to get to know more about him. The junior from South Umpqua High School, just wrapped up that junior school year. Player interviews all season long are going to be brought to you by BTB Moving. So stay tuned in between games for that interview with Cade Johnson. 1-1 pitch to Gillespie, softly hit. It'll get over at shortstop. Rounding second back to the bag will go Johnson. He was running on the pitch, but because that one not hit overly hard, he had to put the brakes on and get back to second base. And there's your first hit of the ball game for the Doc Stewarts. It's Dawson Gillespie. First hit of every Doc Stewarts baseball game is presented by MSK True Value. Make sure that you don't swing and miss with your next project. Head to MSK True Value and Building Supply, located in Myrtle Creek and Tri-City. 1 away and 2 runners on for the Docs. Jet Black, the cleanup hitter, will take a breaking ball for strike 1. Docs trying to take an early lead. They have not held a lead so far this season. They've lost 9-2 against Medford in their first 2 games of the year. The 0-1 pitch here for Jet. There's a fastball low, bounces away from Bickford. Both runners move up 90 feet. Wild pitch, putting 2 runners in scoring position. Docs look like they might have had a chance to win one of the 2 games that they've played against Medford so far. Their last game went to 10 innings. They scored twice in the bottom of the 9th to tie it and send it to extras, but then lost 9-2 as a ground ball foul first base side. That'll be strike 2 for Jet Black. Gave up 7 runs in the top of the 10th, and things really fell apart there for the Docs as they lost for a second straight time. So trying to get that first win of the season. Jet Black comes in. He's batting 143 in the cleanup spot. Again, just 2 games, so it's very early on the season. The 1-2, swing and a miss. He goes chasing the breaking ball outside. 2 down for Riley Harbaugh.
Next batter, the center fielder, number
Big
7,
strikeout
Dominic
for him there
Tatone.
with 2 runners in scoring position. And now he'll try to get the final out against Dominic Tatone, who will try to bring in the first run of the game for the Docs. Tatone, a left-handed batter, second in the lineup for Coach Robbins. Takes low and inside for ball 1. Tatone has been a DH and played in the outfield in his 2 games so far. He also pitched. He did take the loss in that game against Medford earlier this week. He gets behind one, ropes it to right field, and it's snagged out of the air by Barry Sherrill. On the run, it looked like he might have taken a bad angle, but a late hop, and he's able to snag it to save some runs. That would have been a lot of running there for Dominic Tatone if it had gotten over the head. But it does not, and that'll finish things off here in the bottom of the first. Still scoreless as we go to the top of the second on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
One hit in the low air, just 2 men left on.
Coming back here for the top of the second inning, Docs Baseball brought to you by Flyaway Travel. Book your travel plans with their travel experts, now located at 1445 West Harvard Avenue in Roseburg. Austin Anderson on the mound for the second inning here. Got a couple of fly ball outs in the first. He'll face off against the 6, 7, 8 hitters, and it's the catcher Tyler Bickford who swings and misses on the first pitch of the at-bat. Anderson's 0-1 bounces in. Austin Anderson, during his freshman year at Umpqua Community College, playing for Coach Robbins there at UCC, pitched in 38 1/3 innings, had a 1-6 record, tough one there for him, as he misses low, 2 balls and a strike. 38 1/3 innings in that time. He only gave up 20 runs. His ERA a little bit high, but not terrible at 4.7. 3-1 count. He had 36 strikeouts to 23 walks in those 38 innings. So he throws a 3-1 pitch and misses low and inside for ball 4. Leadoff walk, second one issued in the game so far by Anderson. He has walked 2 and hit a batter. Pitching on his home rubber, as UCC played their home games here at Champion Car Wash Field. The catcher will get a courtesy runner at first. Game 1 of a doubleheader for us here today. Pitch high on the first offering here to Barry Sherrill, who had the big defensive play in right field to try and save some runs there for the Barbers. That is Cole Belden that's running at first base, I believe, there. Yep, Cole Belden out there. Strike across on make it a 1-1 count against Barry Sherrill. A 1-1 right down the middle. Sherrill takes for strike 2. Sherrill pitched in that game on Tuesday against the Kaiser Crushers for the Barbers. He's out in the outfield today in right. He'll take for a 2-2 count with nobody out and a man on at first. The 2-2 swung on and missed. That's another strikeout for Austin Anderson. It's one away. He's got 2 strikeouts in the game so far. Strikeouts again brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza.
Next batter, the designated hitter, number 23.
One down. Still the courtesy runner for the catcher. Cole Belden at first. First pitch misses for ball 1. Anderson misses low and outside, and Knox Hubbard ranging to his right to get to that one. Knox Hubbard back behind the plate. Talked with Spencer Six before the game, and he said he's just doing everything he can to try and make sure that hamstring's in good shape. It's a strike across for a 2-1 count. Spencer Six in the game on Wednesday, the home opener for the Docs. Spencer had 1 at-bat on his run down to first base. He came up holding his hamstring as the ball fouled up high, and it'll get out of play. Ooh, look out. Landing on one of the metal bleachers. Spencer racing down the line, the starting catcher, redshirted at Western Oregon University. He came up a little bit limp and then went out of the game, and now they are just keeping a close eye on it. As Coach told us before the game, he could come in as a defensive replacement if need be, as another foul ball. We'll keep the at-bat going here for Drew Fritz, the DH, hitting for Riley Harbaugh, the pitcher. So Hubbard came in some quick relief at behind the plate. As Fritz gets behind another one. Back behind home, Hubbard chasing but will not have room. And again, hitting the metal bleachers. But Hubbard was called into quick duty, and Hubbard, just a junior this last year at Roseburg High School, his first year starting behind the plate for Roseburg High. And, you know, it's a jump up, especially he was catching Jay Stoffel, now catching Austin Anderson. It's a breaking ball, swing and a miss, throw down to first, double play. No, did not get it there in time to get Belden going back into the bag. Another strikeout for Anderson. And there are 2 away.
Next out of first baseman, number 2, Joe.
Out at first base. Belden was off the bag a bunch on that two-strike pitch and almost got caught off the bag. The 9-hitter, Jonah Hergert, will bat, and he takes in the dirt for ball 1. But needless to say, for Hubbard, going from the high school season, catching the pitchers for Roseburg, to then immediately getting thrown into the deep end and catching guys that were pitching at the college level. It's a big swing and a miss there for Hergert. Catching the guys pitching at the college level in Jay Stoffel and now Austin Anderson, that's a bump up. And those guys have bumped up their velocity since they were high schoolers at Roseburg. And pitching for the Riverhawks, it's a bit of a jump up. Home opener, so Hubbard was thrown in the deep end. He had a couple of struggles, but it sounds like in the last couple of days of practice, Spencer was telling me, they were before the game when I was talking to him, he said, yeah, Knox he's made a lot of improvements in just the last 2 days. There's another swing and a miss for strike 2. And a 2-2 count for Jonah Hergert. Thought Knox looked real good during the high school season for Roseburg High School. Earned all conference honors, so look forward to seeing what the summer has in store for him. 2-2 pitch, fouled back to the netting. He did really well hitting for Roseburg during that spring season as well. So we'll see how Knox does at the plate with this expanded duty that he's going to get. He'll be up second as we go to the bottom of the second. 2-2 pitch right now with 2 away and a man on at first. Check swing, foul ball for for Hergert. On at first base, the courtesy runner for the catcher Tyler Bickford, who reached on a walk to start off this second inning. 2-2 from Anderson. Right down the middle, got him frozen. It's a Mountain Mike's Pizza strikeout to finish things off here in the second. Striking out the side, Austin Anderson keeps it scoreless. No runs, no hits, no errors. One man left on base for the Barbers. We go to the bottom of the second inning on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Josh Nelson from Off the Wall on the Score. When I'm not in the Score Sports Closet, I own and operate BTV Moving here in Roseburg. We are a labor-only company offering services such as packing, unpacking, loading, unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. We pride ourselves on being an affordable, veteran-owned company. Contact us at 541-315-0122 for all your moving needs. That's BTV Moving, 541-315-0122.
Bottom of the second inning, Docs and the Barbers in a scoreless ball game so far. Docs baseball brought to you by B&D Meats, located down in Winston. Get ready for grilling season. Evan Corbin will lead things off for the Docs. Just finished up his sophomore season at Roseburg High School, was the Southern Oregon Conference Pitcher of the Year as a sophomore for Roseburg. Playing at first base today. First pitch came in high and tight from Riley Harbaugh. Corbin gets underneath, a pitch low at the knees, pops it straight up in the air. Calling for it is the second baseman, Diego Robeson, will make the catch. And there's one down. Knox Hubbard will bat for the Docs. Knox comes in without a hit so far in 4 at-bats. The left-handed batter. Takes just inside for ball 1. Third lefty in the lineup for Coach Robbins. Logan Klopfenstein's the opposite. He's going to be in the 9 spot to round things out as Hubbard gets behind one, but softly pops it towards short for out number 2. Sebastian Watson will bat.
Next batter, the designated hitter, number 2, Sebastian Watson.
Watson, the DH, batting for Austin Anderson today. He comes in also looking for his first hit of the season. Klopfenstein's the opposite. He's the 9-hitter. He's on deck. He throws left-handed but bats right-handed. You don't see many of those, I don't feel like. Although that is exactly what my little brother does, and how I think about it. The 1-0 here for Watson is in at the knees for a called strike. 1-1 against Sebastian. Yeah, my little brother, he's right-handed for throwing, but he bats left-handed. Although he didn't really play baseball all that long through his youth years. Scoring to bunt, Watson will take for strike 2. Sebastian batting with 2 down and nobody on. Out of the windup, the 1-2. Here's low. Scoreless ball game, bottom of the second inning. So far, just 1 hit in the contest. That is Dawson Gillespie's single in the first. The 2-2. Watson underneath it, high in the air to left field. And coming in for it, and will be McCulpin. That is 3 fly ball outs in the second inning for the Docs. Neither team able to do anything in the second. We go to the top of the third inning. This is Docs Baseball on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Top of the third inning. Scoreless ball game between the Docs and the Barbers. Top of the lineup here, Diego Robinson will bat for post 6, and he takes inside from Austin Anderson for ball 1. Today's game brought to you by Dr. Lanson Randall. Open and accepting new patients. Give him a call at 541-378-6694. Strike at the knees on the outer half for a 1-1 count. Evens it up against Robeson, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Played this last spring at Butte Community College down in California as he takes a ball. Played in 9 games for Butte down there. Had 7 at-bats in those 9 games. Struck out 4 times, walked 3 times. Had an RBI and hit .286 for Butte. The 2-1. Breaking ball had him fooled there, but it misses inside. The count goes to 3-1. Diego was clinching, expecting to get hit by that baseball, and did not. The 3-1 outside, missing for ball 4. And that is the second straight inning that Austin Anderson will walk the leadoff man. In the second inning, he walked Tyler Bickford to lead it off, and then promptly struck out the next 3 batters to retire the side.
Next batter, number 33.
So we'll see what Anderson can come back with after walking Robeson to start things off. Andy Miller trying to bunt him over. That ball back behind home, up in the air. Might have been catchable, might not have had enough time to get underneath it for Knox Hubbard, but he got kind of caught dancing with the umpire as they both tried to get around each other. So it'll just be an innocent foul ball on the sacrifice bunt attempt for Andy Miller. 0 for 1 from Miller with a fly ball to left. Squaring to bunt. Miller will lay it down, but it goes foul again, and he's quickly got himself an 0-2 count. Andy Miller had 3 hits in the win against the Kaiser Crushers back on Tuesday. Post 6, they jumped out in that one. They led 12-0 after the first 4 innings of that contest. There's a breaking ball outside, bounces. A ball and 2 strikes for Miller. Swing and a miss on the 1-2 pitch. Throw down to second base. Got him! Strike him out, throw him out. And that'll clear the bases. That is strikeout number 5 for Austin Anderson. And then caught stealing was Robeson.
Next batter, number 5.
I wasn't sure if that ball was going to beat him to the bag there or not, but it did just by a hair. Clears the bases, 2 down, and Stanley Shoppy will bat. He takes outside for ball 1. On the outside corner for a called strike, Shoppy with a 1-1 count. Line drive shot. That will fall in. And there is your first hit of the game against Austin Anderson. He had allowed a couple of walks, and a hit batter, but he had not given up a hit until Shoppy hits that one out to left field. Logan Klopfenstein there to get it. A 2-out single for the Barbers. In that game against the Kaiser Crushers, Shoppy had 3 RBIs. So you know this lineup for the Barbers, they always seem to have hitters. That's always been the big thing, man. They always have guys that can hit the ball. It's a 1-0 pitch. Speaking of which, that ball belted out to center field. Going back is Jet Black, but he'll run underneath it to retire Nico Roselle and retire the Barbers here in the top of the third. 1 man left on base. No runs, 1 hit. No errors, and the 1 man on. Through 2.5, we go to the bottom of the third. It's still a 0-0 ball game on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
We're getting ready here.
At Current Orthodontics, we stand out because of the smiles and the excitement that we create. A beautiful smile can really make a huge impact in someone's life. Our main goal is we also want you to be able to walk down the street and have your neighbors say, "Hey, where did you get that great smile?" And for you to be able to say, "At Current Orthodontics."
Buy one, get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy one signature service oil change at regular price and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The signature service oil change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and a 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy one signature service oil change with Pennzoil, get one free now at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube, next to Champion Car.
Bottom of the third inning. Today's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County.
It'll be the left fielder number 4, Logan Klopfenstein.
0-0 score. Final hitter in the lineup for the first time for the Doc Stewarts. Logan Klopfenstein, the left fielder, batting. Big swing and a miss for strike 1. Klopfenstein has played in both games so far, hitting 143. Does have an RBI on the year. Takes outside for a 1-1 count from Riley Harbaugh, still throwing for the Barbers. Missing low for Harbaugh. 2 balls and 1 strike. 9-1-2 hitters coming up for the Docs here in the third. So a couple of guys will get a chance, a second look at Harbaugh. Ground ball left side, backhand by Miller. Throw to first. His long hop gets away from Hergert. Going to head for second base. And now decides to put the brakes on. Gets back to the bag and the ball thrown away again. But backing up the play, staying at first, will be Klopfenstein. He'll reach on an error. So man on at first for the Docs with nobody out. A throwing error on Andy Miller. Short hopped it into Jonah Hergert at first, and it bounces over him. Didn't take a good bounce into the first baseman. Long hops, you know, they usually are okay with that. The medium to short hops, those are always difficult. And that one took a high hop and get away. Back into the bag safely will go Klopfenstein on a pickoff move. At the plate, Takahashi, the lefty, will take a strike on the outside corner from a breaking ball. Nobody out, so do they have Takahashi try and bunt the runner over? That will be the question here. Takahashi didn't show anything on the first pitch, not showing here. The 0-1 County will square to bunt, and he fouls it back for strike 2. Klopfenstein, when that ball got by, he had to get his feet underneath him, then tried to take off for second. Decided otherwise. He decided not to do that Went back to the bag. Nobody was covering. Nobody was at first. The pitcher was making a late move to get over there to help cover, and the throw went to him to try and get Klopfenstein as he was going back to the bag, and that throw got away. So there's a little bit of a circus of errors out there on the field, but only cost him the one base for Klopfenstein, who's on at first. At the plate right now, a 1-2 count for Austin Takahashi. Out of the stretch here for Harbaugh. Breaking ball drops on that outside corner for strike 3. That was a beautiful pitch there from Riley Harbaugh. That gets Austin Takahashi looking. Second strikeout for Harbaugh. One away here in the third. Cade Johnson walked in the first inning. Klopfenstein still at first. Another pickoff throw that direction, and he gets back in. The pitch swung on and missed. Running for second in easily will go Klopfenstein into scoring position. Johnson helping protect his hitter or his runner a little bit there, swinging at that pitch. And now they're going to call Johnson out because of batter interference. So he might have helped his runner too much. Oh, they're going to say that he stepped in front of home on his follow-through, which blocked the catcher, and they call him out. I just was watching. I've got the YouTube video up on my second computer here, and it's just a slightly behind, and so I caught the replay there. His follow-through just kind of had him come around, and he took maybe one step out of the box, and I guess that's enough. So back to first base will go Klopfenstein, and called out for batter's interference is Cade Johnson. There's two away. Dawson Gillespie batting will take a breaking ball for strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch. Back pick down to first. Klopfenstein in safely. 1-1 count for Gillespie. I'm going to pull out my little handy-dandy complete baseball scorekeeping handbook here, and I'm going to find out what does a batter's interference go down as. I'm going to try and figure that one out here through today's game. Pitch outside. 2 balls and a strike. Yes, I'm a nerd that went on Amazon, found a book that was all about scorekeeping in baseball. Did that when we were without much sports during the pandemic season. Is now a steal to second base and safely will go Klopfenstein this time. The breaking ball was inside to Dawson Gillespie. He's got a 3-1 count. Two down, a man in scoring position for a second time in the game for the Docs. They have not been able to bring anybody in, and now they're going to intentionally walk Dawson Gillespie. So they don't have to throw the final pitch of the at-bat. They will just put Gillespie on. So he goes down to first. That is the second walk issued by Harbaugh. And it brings up Jet Black, who was struck out back in the first. He'll bat here with 2 down and 2 on. First pitch swings and misses at the breaking ball for strike 1. The 0-1 for Harbaugh. Swung on and missed again by Jet. That breaking ball has been a bit of an issue for him so far. 0-2 count. Jet trying to drive in a run for the Docs here. It's a scoreless ball game so far, and stepping off, Harbaugh will get all the runners back to the bag. Oh-2 count. Ground ball, third base side, snagged. They go the short way to second. Roselle to Robeson to get Gillespie at second base, and that will finish things off here in the third for the Dogs.
No runs, no hits. It was.
So we are through 3 innings of play. It is still a scoreless ball game. Neither team able to do much so far after this 60-second break. Back with the top of the fourth on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Current Orthodontics, we stand out because of the smiles and the excitement that we create. A beautiful smile can really make a huge impact in someone's life. Our main goal is we also want you to be able to walk down the street and have your neighbors say, hey, where did you get that great smile? And for you to be able to say, at Current Orthodontics.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Top of the fourth inning, scoreless game, 0-0, as we welcome you back here. An 0-1 pitch coming up for Kieran McAlpin, and he's got a 1-1 count now from Austin Anderson. 0-for-1 in the game for McAlpin. Anderson's 1-1 is swung on and bounces away. I'm not sure if he got a piece of it, if it hit off his foot or just off of Knox Hubbard behind the plate. Either way, it is strike 2. A 1-2 pitch coming up here for Anderson. And he'll miss outside for a 2-2 count. Today's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball low. Hubbard up with it, throws down to Corbin. That'll retire the first batter of the fourth inning with strikeout number 6 for Austin Anderson, who is firing those strikeouts at a pretty impressive rate. Strikeouts, again, always brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be. First pitch just misses to Tyler Bickford, who walked in the second inning. He'll take for a 2-0 count. We found one rule so far that references batter's interference, but it does not specify what I'm looking for after that play that we had in the last half inning for the Dogs. So we'll keep looking. 3-0 count right now. Still looking for the strike zone is Austin Anderson against Bickford for a second time. Squaring the bunt and will take. That ball goes off the glove for Hubbard. Racing down to first will go Bickford, and that is where he'll stay. Second walk issued to Tyler Bickford by Austin Anderson. His fourth walk in the game. And now back out there to run will be Cole Belden. Who will run for the catcher as a courtesy runner.
Batter number 15, Barry Sherrill.
Barry Sherrill will bat. He is 0-for-1 after walking Bickford in the second inning. Austin Anderson went on to strike out 3 straight. The first of those 3 was Barry Sherrill. First pitch inside to Sherrill for ball 1.
I guarantee you one will have a 9 in it.
A 1-0 count. Top of the fourth inning. Today's game also brought to you by Dr. Alanson Randall. Call him at 541-378-6694. Heading down to second base will be Belden. He is able to advance on the pass ball for Hubbard. Two-0 pitch. Inside again for Anderson, missing there. So while Anderson has been good with the strikeouts, 6 of them total, he has also been a little shaky at times with finding the strike zone. He has also walked 4 and hit 1. So 5 runners put on with a hit or a hit by pitch or a walk, and 7 batters struck out. Like to see that ratio not quite as even as it is. 3-0 pitch is right around the belt buckle for a strike to Sherrill. 0 for 1 in the game. He'll have a 3-1 count as he stands back in. Could probably be a bit selective, especially with how Anderson has been throwing in the last couple of at-bats. He'll take high for ball 4. Back-to-back walks. That is 5 walks in the game now for Anderson.
Next batter, number 23.
And that'll prompt a visit out to the mound from head coach Jeremiah Robbins. There is some action in the bullpen for the Docs. Lefty out there throwing. That is Mason Del Colo. And I thought he was coming in, but no, the baseball somehow got away out of the bullpen there, and he went and chased it down as it had started making its way towards the field. Anderson having the conversation with Coach Robbins here. Knocks Hubbard out there on the mound as well. Top of the 4th inning, scoreless ball game. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error for the Barbers. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Docs so far in this one. A muggy day here in the Umpqua Basin. Temperatures in the low 80s now, down up to about 81. Are still expecting maybe some raindrops starting in the 6 o'clock hour. Could possibly see something. Right now, my phone telling me there's about a 30% chance for some rain. Starting at 6 o'clock and then increasing as the night wears on. First pitch with runners at first and second to Drew Fritz. That is. Drew Fritz. He takes high for ball 1. In the dirt, and all the runners will hold. 2-0 count for Anderson. Fritz gets behind one in the air. Came in, now going back to Tone underneath it. Will make the catch. Throws back in, and the runners all hold. A little surprised that they did not go back to tag immediately on what looked like a surefire fly ball out to the outfield, but going to right field for Fritz. I would have thought the runner at second base might have gone back to tag to try and advance. But Belden out there does not. And he stays at second base. Runners at first and second, 2 down. Strike for Anderson to lead off the at-bat against the 9-hitter, Jonah Hergert, the first baseman 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking. Goes right back to the well there for Anderson, hits that outside corner, 0-2. So here comes the chess game. You've hit 2 on the outside corner. The batter has not swung. Do you go back to that well a third time, or do you try to change it up and go inside? They go right back to it, and it works again. Another strikeout looking for Jonah Hergert. That is the 7th strikeout in the game for Austin Anderson, and he pitches around a little bit of inaccuracy here in the top of the 4th. Leaves 2 men stranded. No runs on no hits. There were no errors, and 2 men left on for the Barbers. Go to the bottom of the 4th. It's still scoreless on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
Get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy one signature service oil change at regular price and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The signature service oil change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and a 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy one signature service oil change with Pennzoil, get one free now at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube, next to Champion Car Wash.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Bottom of the fourth, today's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Leading things off will be Dominic Tatone, the right fielder. Takes a breaking ball from Riley Harbaugh inside for ball one. Harbaugh into his fourth inning of work. So far, he's allowed just the one hit to Dawson Gillespie. He's walked 2 and struck out 2. Misses low for a 2-0 count against Tatone, who flew out to right field in the first inning. Leading things off here in the fourth. Out of the windup, Harbaugh's 2-0 pitch swung on by Tatone for strike one. Tatone in that at-bat in the first inning almost had an extra base hit. Barry Sherrill out there came charging in, and that ball almost got over him. He made a nice snag after taking probably a bit of a wrong angle. This time it's belted out to right field. Sherrill going back, and it's not going to be enough to carry over his head. Another fly ball out to right field for Dominic Tatone, 1 away. Evan Corbin will bat. He flew out to the second baseman. 0 for 1 on the day. He'll take the first pitch for strike one. Corbin, a good-sized kid, only a sophomore at Roseburg High School this last year. Well over 6 feet tall. So he takes a breaking ball and misses outside for a 1-1 count. Mentioned that he was the pitcher of the year in their conference for the Roseburg High baseball team. Played at first some as well. First summer on the docks this year. So he'll take a strike on the outside corner as his count goes to 1-2. Corbin came into today seeking his first hit of the season as he fouls it off and stays alive. Dawson Gillespie and Jay Stoffel coming into today's action were the only players with multiple hits on the season. Gillespie now has 3 after a single in the first. A swing and a miss out of Corbin. And that gives 2 outs now for the Barbers. And up to bat will be Knox Hubbard, the catcher.
Next batter, number 3, Knox Hubbard.
First pitch misses for ball one here against the lefty, Hubbard. Ball ripped towards right field for Hubbard, and that one goes foul. One count. A little delay in getting back to the action there. Now we're all set to go. The 1-1 from Harbaugh, breaking ball. Oh, it got him. Gonna say that grazed Knox Hubbard just a bit there. He'll head on down to first, and they don't appear to be sending anybody out to run for him.
Sebastian Watson.
First hit batter for Harbaugh. Hubbard stays on, and he will go back into the bag with a headfirst slide on a pickoff throw. First pitch of the at-bat for Sebastian Watson, just a bit outside, a 1-0 count. Honestly, seeing that pitch live, I did not notice any sort of indication that that might have hit Hubbard, so if it got him, it just grazed him. There's a pitch on the inside half, taken for a strike by Watson. Sebastian Watson is 0 for 1 in the game with a fly ball to left field. Strike across, a 1-2 count now for Watson. Hubbard's just the third batter for the Docks to get hit by a pitch this season so far. Dominic Tatone and Tyler Thornton, the other two. 1-2 pitch with 2 away. Line drive goes one hop towards second. Picked up. Throw over to first by Robeson for the final out. We've got ourselves a pitcher's duel through the first 4 innings of this 7-inning contest. No runs on no hits. There were no errors. 1 man left on base. We go to the top of the 5th inning. It's a scoreless ball game on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
019.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
This is Josh Nelson from Off the Wall on the Score. When I'm not in the Score Sports Closet, I own and operate BTV Moving here in Roseburg. We are a labor-only company offering services such as packing, unpacking, loading, unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. We pride ourselves on being an affordable, veteran-owned company. Contact us at 541-315-0122 for all your moving needs. That's BTV Moving, 541-315-0122.
I'll buy you a hot dog.
Top of the 5th inning. It is a scoreless ball game. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification, as we've also had a call to the pin. Let's pause for that station ID. This is Doc's Baseball on the Score. After 4 innings of work, Austin Anderson will head to the dugout, and Mason Del Colo will take over.
It'll be number 1, Diego Robinson.
Del Colo will take over and face the top of the order for the Barbers. We'll get you the line on Austin Anderson in just a second, as the first pitch from Del Colo high to Diego Robinson, who is 0 for 1 in the game with a strikeout and a walk. A 1-0 pitch outside and high, 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 pitch, low and inside. Del Colo is making his first appearance on the mound for the Docs, left-handed thrower. Gets a swing and a miss. Ooh, on a 2-1. I guess I counted there at one point. Thought it was a 3-0 pitch. 2-2 now after the swing and a miss. The 2-2 pitch. Line drive goes right by Del Colo. Backhanded at second by Johnson. Over to Evan Corbin at first. Happy that got by Del Colo. That ball hit hard to his pitching hand side, his left side, and takes one hop to Johnson at second, who was able to make the play.
Number 33, Andy Miller.
1 down, and Andy Miller will bat. Pitch is low. 4 innings worked, 1 hit allowed, no runs for Anderson. He walked 5 in the game and hit 1. So ball belted in the air out to left field for Andy Miller. And Kloffenstein there to make out number 2. 2 down, base is empty for Stanley Shoppy, who's 1 for 1. He had a single in the third and was hit by a pitch in the first. Shoppy will bat with nobody on. So 4 innings worked, 1 hit, no runs, 5 walks, 7 strikeouts, 1 hit batter for Austin Anderson in the start. He will exit with a no decision with our game scoreless here today. First pitch from Del Colo was high and goes all the way to the backstop for ball 1 against Shoppy. Pitching changes are brought to you by Shelby and Migulana Construction, your local leaders for any project, big or small. 44 years of quality, affordable work. Call Shelby and Migulana or visit their website, webuildhouses.com. Del Colo gets a foul ball down the right field side, out of play. And Shoppy with a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Del Colo from Glide High School, a senior this year out there for the Wildcats. Misses high, and the count goes to 3-1. Class of 2021. Congratulations to all of our graduating seniors around the Umpqua Basin this year. 3-1 pitch. Line drive out to left center. That'll get in on the run. Jet Black catches. Will throw back in. Going for 2. Shoppy is in safely. 2 for 2 today for Stanley Shoppy. Found the alley there. Long run for Jet Black to get to that ball. 2-out double. Puts a man in scoring position for the Barbers. They've had a runner at second base now twice in the game, in the fourth and now in the fifth. And in the first, excuse me. Missed that one there. So 3 times. Twice it has been Stanley Shoppy. First pitch low to Nico Roselle, the third baseman. Roselle from Century High School will be a senior next year, and he gets plunked. So he heads on down to first. That's the second batter to be hit by a pitch for the Barbers today. First and second now for the Post 6 Barbers. Kieran McAlpin will bat. McAlpin, another lefty up there against the lefty Del Colo. The first pitch buzzes the tower, gets him ducking out of the way for ball 1.
Batter number 18, Kieran McAlpin.
McAlpin is 0 for 2. Both of those at-bats against Austin Anderson. The 1-0 pitch, and that beans McAlpin. Back-to-back hit batters, and the bases are loaded with 2 down. Not a positive turn of events here for Del Colo in his first appearance for the Docs this summer.
Next batter number 19, Tyler Bickford.
Docs have yet to use a pitcher twice so far this year. Ball gets away from Hubbard. He can't find it. It's back behind home, and a run will score. Everybody else up 90 feet. Stanley Shoppy will score. It's 1-0, the Barbers in front. Wild pitch moving everybody up 90 feet. Hubbard just couldn't find it. He thought it got knocked down and was underneath him. It had gone all the way back to the backstop. It's a pitch high and away. A 2-0 count for Tyler Bickford here, who has walked twice in this ball game. Outside, count goes to 3-0. Want to welcome everybody that's watching today's broadcast, streaming live online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score. 3-0 pitch is in for a strike against Bickford. Streaming of Docs Baseball is presented by the Cow Creek Tribe. We appreciate their sponsorship for this season of Docs Baseball online. 3-1, Del Colo misses outside to load him up again. So a double, 2 hit batters, and now a walk, and the bases are loaded for a second time. And Del Colo has come out after getting the first 2 outs. Things have gotten a little shaky for him. Knox Hubbard will try and settle him down with a trip to the mound. Speaking of the streaming, if you have not already, we encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel there, 1490 The Score, so that you can stay up to date on the latest broadcasts coming up for Docs Baseball as well as for Roseburg High Base sports throughout the high school season. We stream both of those. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can keep up to date on everything there. 0-1 count for Barry Sherrill, who is 0 for 1 in the game. He fouls off a second pitch and is now behind 0-2 against Del Colo. If you're watching online, we will have will start a new broadcast for the second game of our doubleheader today. More on that coming up. The 0-2 pitch, line drive, center field, gets in. Jet will send it back in. 1-run score, second throw to the plate, and it gets by to the backstop. And everybody moves up 90 feet. That is a 2-run single for Barry Sherrill. The throw from Jet Black, one hopped to Knox Hubbard, and it just went over his glove. He was trying to be short with it to be able to get a quick tag down and just did not in time. Now ball line to left field. That goes foul for Drew Fritz. Got around quickly on that one, and it just hooks.
23, Drew Fritz.
So scoring was Nico Roselle on that single by Sherrill. And then Kieran McAlpin scoring as well, both getting on with a hit by pitch. Tyler Bickford went first to third. Barry Sherrill taking second on the throw. The 0-1 pitch swung on a miss, now 0-2 for Drew Fritz, who is 0 for 2 today. Del Colo trying to get out of this fifth inning. He's given up 3 runs. He misses low and inside. At third base, holding will be Bickford as that ball, it's Belden out there that is courtesy running for the catcher and has been all game. So Belden back to third as that ball got away from Hubbard, but just up the third base line. A ball popped foul off the bat of Fritz. Evan Corbin looks like he's got a read, and he will make the catch in foul territory to retire the side. We finally got some runs across the board, though. 8 hitters to the plate in the 5th inning against Mason Del Colo, and 3 runs will come in. The Barbers on top as we go to the bottom of the 5th on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Back here for the bottom of the 5th inning. It is now a 3-0 lead for the Barbers as they make a call to the pen, brought to you by Shelby and Migulena Construction. Today's game also brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you?
Number 15, Barry Sherrill.
So Barry Sherrill will take over on the mound. He'll face the 9-1-2 hitters. Riley Harbaugh is done on the mound. Sherrill had been in right field. And that is where Harbaugh will go. So Harbaugh takes over in right. And right fielder Barry Sherrill will go to the mound.
Riley Harbaugh will go for the mound out to right field.
So Harbaugh pitches 4 innings. He gave up just 1 hit.
Going to the bottom of the 5th inning now.
No runs. He walked 2. Walked 2, struck out 3, and hit 1. And he is in line to get a win if the lead stays in favor of the Barbers, as he was the pitcher of record when Post 6 got the lead there in the top of the 5th with 3 runs against Mason Del Colo. Klopfenstein, a 1-0 pitch, pops it in the air. Left field shallow, coming in. McAlpin makes the catch to retire Klopfenstein. Leadoff man retired for Barry Sherrill. Goes back to the top of the order. Sherrill, a right-hander from Century High School, but was at Mount Hood Community College this last spring. Redshirted for the Saints up there. His first pitch to the lefty is inside for ball one. Righty to the lefty here. Sherrill, a 2020 graduate for the Century Jaguars. The 1-0 offering. Inside, Takahashi. Does not flinch as that ball goes just by his front leg. And then off the glove of Tyler Bickford behind the plate. 2 balls, no strikes for Takahashi, who is 0 for 2 in the game. Austin missed the first game, so this is just his second game played. He is came in 1 for 5. He's 1 for 7, now make it 2 for 8 as he gets a ground ball back up the middle through the box for Takahashi. 1 for 3 on the day today, and he will get himself a base knock with 1 out.
Next batter, number 1, Cade Johnson.
Docs have only had now 2 hits in this ball game. Top of the order, Dawson Gillespie had 1, and now Austin Takahashi. They got to string some together here, though, trailing 3-0. Sherrill's first pitch to Cade Johnson is a swing and a miss for strike 1. Johnson was called out as batter interference in the 3rd inning. And I have not gotten a chance to try and see if I can figure out more on how exactly you would rule that. Obviously, it's batter interference, but how does that go down? Is it an at-bat? As a ball fouled away. Strike 2 for Johnson. So does that count as an at-bat for the hitter? I'm guessing the pitcher doesn't get credit for a strikeout or anything like that. But it's one of those things that you only do them every so often, and I don't ever really remember exactly how all these things are supposed to be ruled. 0-2 count for Cade Johnson. That's why I bought a book and studied up. Johnson takes high. A ball and 2 strikes with 1 away and a man on at first. Sherrill looking in to the glove from Bickford. A 1-2 pitch misses with the breaking ball. Two balls, 2 strikes. That ball popped up and will get out of play. Up on the roof behind home here at Champion Car Wash Field. Stays a 2-2 count. All artificial turf now at Champion Car Wash Field, formerly known as Legion Field. 320 down the lines, 385 to dead center field where the American flag pole is. The 2-2, Johnson gets beamed. We've had a few of those so far today. 2 now for the Docs and 3 batters hit for the Barbers. With 1 away, you've got runners at first and second. And the heart of the lineup coming up here for the Docs. Full count, hit by pitch. Those are always brutal. Couldn't you just throw a ball forward? Did you have to bean me? Johnson heads on down to first. Dawson Gillespie will bat. He was intentionally walked in his last at-bat. He had a 3-1 count at the time. Swings at a breaking ball for strike 1. So if Sherrill did stay in the game and finish it all the way through the 7th with the lead, he would get a save in this opportunity for the Barbers. Misses outside with a fastball. And after 4 innings to start the game, Riley Harbaugh is in line to get a win. He's out in right field now defensively for post 6. The 1-1. Misses inside against Gillespie. The count will go to 2-1. Other games going on for Area 4 teams today. The Eugene Challengers scheduled to be at with Nell. The Dodgers up in Salem. Springfield Timbers scheduled to be at Eastside Legion. That's the east side of Portland. This pitch bounces in. Count will go to 3-1. Runners take off and in safely at third. Is the call by the infield umpire. And that throw beat him. Maybe the tag just a bit too slow for Nico Roselle at third base. A wild pitch will move runners into scoring position. Takahashi at third and Johnson at second. At the plate, Dawson Gillespie, a prime opportunity for him. They may need to call time as there's a ball from the bullpen in the right field warning track area. Ground ball, left side, gets into left field. 1 run will score. And the Docs are on the board on an RBI single by Dawson Gillespie. Second hit of the day, 2 for 2 for Gillespie. Gets the first run of the day for the Docs. Takahashi will score. And now that wild pitch, that proved to be costly in the call at third there, as the Docs probably would not have scored a run on that ground ball base hit by Gillespie. But now they do. And it's a 3-1 ball game on the board. Jet Black will try to keep it going here. Jet is 0 for 2 in the game. First pitch, swung on the breaking ball and missed. That has been a bit of a crutch so far for Jet. Those breaking balls have a lot of swings and misses on those. It's not alone in that fact. The breaking ball, one of the hardest things to hit in sports. And there's another one that disappears on him. That's why some claim that baseball players are some of the best athletes in the world, because you try and hit a curveball. Those things are not easy. That's why I'm here in the booth and not down out there playing. The 0-2. Jet gets behind one to left field. That ball has McAlpin running. He's not going to get there. It falls in off the wall. Extra bases for Jet. He'll go in for a double. Into third will go Gillespie. It's a 1-run ball game. RBI double for Jet Black. Picks up his first RBI of the season, his first extra base hit. And the Docs are within 1 as the bullpen's getting roughed up a bit. That ball lined over the head of Kieran McCaplin out there, McAlpin, excuse me. There, let me get that right. Kieran McAlpin out there in left field. That goes way over his head. One hops to the fence, bounces off, and drives in. Cade Johnson from third. From first, Dawson Gillespie gets 2 bags all the way to third. And the game-tying run 90 feet from home with just 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. A visit out to the mound gives us time to let you know today's game brought to you by Current Orthodontics. A healthy, attractive smile means confidence inside and out. Call Dr. Peterson at 541-672-5721. There is some action in the bullpen for the Barbers.
McBetter, number 7, Dominic Tacoma.
Out there throwing is Spencer Holland. Right-handed thrower. Dominic Titone, left-handed batter, 0 for 2 with a couple of hard hit fly ball outs to right field. He'll stand in. First pitch outside for ball 1. Titone hit one hard in the first and nearly got over the head of Barry Sherrill out in right field. And then he hit one hard, but to deep right field, but Sherrill was there for that one as well. So a couple of balls pulled to the right side of the field for Titone so far in this game. He takes a strike to even things up. 1 ball, 1 strike. 3 hits here in the 5th inning so far for the Docs. They trail by 1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Infield playing in, except for the shortstop, who's still playing at maybe somewhat shallow depth, but he's not in near the grass like the rest of the infield here against Titone. And now they will back up to second baseman Robeson as well. The 2-1, Titone takes inside, knocking it down. Bickford behind the plate keeps that ball from getting away. Dawson Gillespie represents the game-tying run at third. 3-1 count. Tatone will take the strike on the inside corner. Not a bad take with the 3-1 count. That wasn't really one that he wanted to try and hit, and probably wasn't too far off from maybe being ball 4. So Tatone with a 3-2 count now with one away and first base open. Hits one towards short, backhanded by Miller. He'll go to third. They've got the runner, Jet, between second and third. Tatone's going to race for second base. Jet trying to beat the runner or beat him to the bag, and no, the tag applied on his back as you had Diego Robeson diving for Black and Black diving for the bag. It was a question of what would happen first. Would Jet get to the bag or would Robeson get the tag? Well, Diego gets the tag on the back of Jet Black and out there, but a run scores. We're tied at 3. Dominic Tatone, a fielder's choice. He'll end up at second base. And we're all squared up with a man at second and 2 away. Batting will be Evan Corbin. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball.
Batter number 12, Evan Corbin.
RBI there on the fielder's choice for Tatone. Corbin 0 for 2 in the game, struck out his last time up, but that was against Riley Harbaugh. Now it's Barry Sherrill out there throwing, and he has given up 3 runs. Bullpens both getting touched up for 3 runs here in the 5th inning. Mason Del Colo gave up 3 in the top of the 5th. Now Barry Sherrill's given up 3 in the bottom of the 5th. The 1-1 to Corbin is low and inside for a 2-1 count. It was 6-5-4 on the putout for Jet Black on the rundown between second and third. The 2-1 pitch goes to 3-1. Is that one low and outside? And Evan Corbin ahead in the at-bat, looking to try and get on base any way he can. Sherrill's 3-1 pitch. Outside, ball 4. So with the score now tied again, neither starting pitcher will factor into the decision. Starting pitcher Austin Anderson for the Docs
Next batter number 3, Knox Hubbard.
wasn't going to factor into the decision after coming out of the game when it was still 0-0. And now Riley Harbaugh, who was going to get a possible win after his team staked him to a 3-0 lead before he technically came out of the ball game. Harbaugh was in line to get a win, but now with Sherrill giving up 3 runs here in the 5th, tied again, that means that Riley Harbaugh will get a no decision now. Knox Hubbard batting. He was hit by a pitch his last time up. He takes low for ball 1. Out at second base is Dominic Tatone. Evan Corbin on at first. No one currently throwing in either bullpen, although we saw Spencer Holland throwing for the Barbers, getting loose out there. Sherrill will work a strike in on the inside half to the left-handed hitting Knox Hubbard, the catcher for the Docs. A 1-1 count with 2 away. Hubbard looking for his first hit of the afternoon. And he takes high and away for ball 2. 7-inning ball game for us here today in the 5th. Things have slowed down. I was asked, right around 3 o'clock, I was asked, when's game 2 going to start? By my wife. And I told her probably around 4 o'clock. And I thought at the time, 5th inning, an hour to go before 4. That's probably not that far off. Now we've spent a half an hour here in the 5th. Just outside, a 3-1 count for Knox Hubbard. Barry Sherrill struggling to attack the zone here. Three balls, 1 strike. Sherrill sets, kicks and fires, and he bounces that one all the way to the backstop. A walk issued to Hubbard. Up to third base will go to Tone. Second base goes Corbin, and Knox Hubbard with the walk will go down to first to load him up.
Next batter, number 2, Sebastian
Bases
Watson.
loaded with 2 down, and the 9th hitter to the plate is Sebastian Watson. 2 walks and a hit batter here in the 5th, as well as 3 hits. And the Docs able to tie this one up 3-3. A chance to take a lead with the runner at third. Sebastian Watson trying to bring him around. He takes the first pitch for ball 1. Again, we mentioned earlier, Docs have not led in a ball game so far this season. They fell behind early, 7-0 against Medford in game 1 of the year. Fell behind Medford 2-0 and rallied back to tie it up in that game on Wednesday this week. And have fallen behind 3-0 against the Barbers in today's game, but have rallied back to tie it up. But they have never held a lead in the game so far. 1-1 count for Sebastian Watson. Sherrill's pitch hits the outside corner for a called strike 2. Watson still looking for his first hit and his first RBI of the summer. The 1-2 pitch coming up for Barry Shell, trying to get through the 5th. Softly hit right side, and it's not going to be enough to get over the top of Diego Robeson, who's there for the catch. 9 hitters to the plate for the Docs in the bottom of the 4th, and they will rally back to tie it. 3 runs in on 3 hits. There were no Barbers errors, and 3 men left on base for the Docs. Go to the top of the 6th inning. We are tied 3-3 on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Scored 3 runs on 3 hits from there.
Well, we get another call to the pen brought to you by Shelby and Migulena Construction, your local leaders for any project, big or small. 44 years of quality, affordable work. Call Shelby and Migulena or visit their website, webuildhouses.com. It'll be Jet Black to take over on the mound for Mason Del Colo, who goes 1 inning of work. And, well, he will be bailed out with the offense coming back to score 3 runs. He will exit with a no decision here.
Center, Sebastian Watson will go to left.
Logan Klopfenstein will take over in center field. And Sebastian Watson moving into the outfield. I believe that'll be a new position for him. Was an infielder all season during the spring with Roseburg High. And I don't believe he's been in the outfield so far this year with the Docs. So that will be interesting to see how he handles things in left field. A 1-0 pitch fouled back off the bat of Jonah Hergert, who is leading things off for the Barbers here in the top of the 6th. 3-3 ball game. Hergert is 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. The 1-1 from Jet. Breaking ball. Swung on and missed. That one a lot of movement on it. Jet Black has not, I would imagine, has not pitched since his high school days. Going to double check on that. Yeah, he did not throw at all for the UCC Riverhawks as he misses a pitch low, 2-2. And Jet, I don't know if how much he was really used in his final season with the Roseburg High School baseball team. It's a 2-2 pitch, misses outside. The count will go full. Full count pitch coming up here for the 9-hitter. Ooh, that did not miss by much. Check swing held off, and Hergert will draw a leadoff walk against Jet Black. Today's game brought to you by Current Orthodontics and by Mahalo Heating and Air Conditioning, your best choice for the finest indoor comfort control. Call them today at 672-6707. So a leadoff walk issued. And a runner will come out for Hergert. It'll be Belden again. One on, nobody out. Jet did pitch in 7 games in his senior season at Roseburg High School. He made 1 start, 12 and 2/3 innings. He had a 1-1 record, 1 save, 8 strikeouts, 3 walks, a 3.86 ERA. Squaring to bunt. It'll go third base side. Takahashi easily picks it up and fires to first to retire Diego Robeson on the sac bunt. So 1 away, now a man in scoring position for the Barbers. And Andy Miller will bat.
Next batter, number 33, Andy Miller.
Miller 0 for 3 in the contest. Facing Jet Black for the first time. Breaking ball hits that inside corner. Had Miller back on his tippy toes as he slid out of the way of that one. Always makes me think like Michael Jackson type of move. Scooting the legs back and trying to get out of the way of that one. Add a little, thriller in the background, and you might just have the move. And he does it again. Same thing. Breaking ball inside corner. Miller scooting his way out of the way of that pitch, and it drops right on the inside corner for a strike for Jet Black. He's got a 0-2 count. The 0-2 fouled away. So the last time that Jet Black was on a mound pitching in a ball game would, to me, I would guess, would be his senior year of high school back in the spring of 2019. So it's been a little while. I don't know if he pitched last year at all for the Docs in the short season that we had there. That would be the other question. The 0-2 pitch. Line drive shot goes to Takahashi. Throws to second for the double play, and it's there. Belden doubled off at second. Takahashi just had to wait for Cade Johnson to get to second base to retire the side. And the Docs will get some good defense behind Jet Black. A 1-2-3 inning of sorts for the Docs defensively. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Go to the bottom of the 6th. It's tied 3-3 on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Josh Nelson from Off the Wall on the Score. When I'm not in the Score Sports Closet, I own and operate BTV Moving here in Roseburg. We are a labor-only company offering services such as packing, unpacking, loading, unloading, piano moving, cleaning services, and 24-hour emergency services. We pride ourselves on being an affordable, veteran-owned company. Contact us at 541-315-0122 for all your moving needs. That's BTV Moving, 541-315-0122.
Bottom of the 6th inning. It is a 3-3 game. A good one here to lead off our doubleheader from Champion Car Wash Field. Today's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Barry Sherrill will still be throwing for the Barbers as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It'll be Logan Klopfenstein to lead things off. Now the center fielder, 0 for 2 in the game. Reached on an error back in the 3rd, and he takes the first pitch from Sherrill for strike 1. So it's a bullpen game from here on out. The relievers will get the decision today. The 0-1 outside for a 1-1 count. Coming up, we'll have the Father's Day tournament next week here at Champion Car Wash Field. Strike on the outside corner with the fastball for Sherrill. This Barbers team will be a part of that tournament, so obviously will be the Docs as they host it. If you want to check out the schedule for the Docs in that tournament, you can find it on Docs Central, our homepage for Docs Baseball on 541radio.com. Swinging on the 1-2 pitch, staying alive. Klopfenstein will have another look. Head to Docs Central today to find things like the schedule, standings, the roster, player bios, game recaps, and, of course, links to the video stream as well. It's Docs Central at 541radio.com, and it is presented by Champion Car Wash. Line drive up the middle for a base hit for Logan Klopfenstein. And Klopp will have his first hit of the day. In his second at-bat against Barry Sherrill, Logan Klopfenstein gets his first hit of the afternoon. One on with nobody out. Doc's got the go-ahead runner on base here in the 6th. Squaring to bunt. Takahashi pushes it third base side. Klopfenstein gets to second. Throw over to the first baseman. First baseman is now Nico Roselle.
Next batter, number 1, Cade Johnson.
And the third baseman is now Belden, who has stayed in the game. He comes in for Hergert as a pinch runner and then stays in the game defensively and takes over at third. So Hergert is out. Up to second base is Klopfenstein on the sac bunt by Takahashi. And now Cade Johnson batting, was hit by a pitch in the 5th. Sherrill trying to keep it a tie ball game here. His 1-0 pitch to Johnson is outside. Two-0 count. Sherrill misses high, and the count will go to 3 balls, no strikes. 3-3 ball game, bottom of the 6th inning. Both teams scoring all 3 of their runs in the 5th. 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Docs. And it's a 4-pitch walk issued to Cade Johnson. Runners at first and second. I understand the small ball aspect of baseball. You bunt a guy to move him over into scoring position and hope the guys behind him can drive him in with a base knock. Especially you got your heart of the lineup coming up here. But after a 4-pitch walk there to Cade Johnson, and you kind of wonder, it's like maybe if we had just let Austin Takahashi try to bat, maybe he takes a walk and we get a guy at second anyways without giving up an out. It's hindsight 2020 type of a situation, so you obviously don't know that's going to possibly be the case, but those kind of thoughts cross my mind. Dawson Gillespie talking with Coach Jeremiah Robbins as they visit to the mound here for the Barbers, and I'm suddenly realizing how tall Dawson Gillespie is. He seems to be even taller than Coach Robbins as he stands down there on the third base side. Now, granted, I am a short guy, so that doesn't really help anything out. But Dawson Gillespie going to be a senior next year at Roseburg High School. He's been playing varsity and Docs baseball for a season and a half or so. Younger brother of Doran Gillespie, who played at UCC this year. Would have loved to see Doran back here with the Docs this summer, but aged out. But upcoming here, once again with the Gillespies, Good family tree there for those two young men playing some baseball. Look forward to seeing what the future holds for those guys. First pitch from Barry Shell after the visit to the mound, a 1-0 count. Sherrill set, runners at first and second. Gets a strike in at the knees against Gillespie, who was being patient, it looked like to me. I think he was waiting to see a strike called against him before he really tried to be aggressive at the plate in this at-bat. 2 for 2 today for Gillespie. He had an RBI single in his last at-bat. He's got a chance to do it again here. The 1-1. Swung on and missed with the breaking ball. Good pitch there from Sherrill. Gets him ahead in the at-bat. A ball and 2 strikes with 1 out and runners at first and second. A chance to try and take the lead here in the bottom of the 6th for the Docs. Sherrill set, looks to second, delivers home. And it bounces in. The runners hold. Back to first base will go Cade Johnson. He was well off the bag. But I think Tyler Bickford, I don't know if it had been me, I would have been thinking twice about maybe trying to make that long throw to first base. That ball had rolled down the third base side. Think hard about trying to make that long throw to first to try and pick off a runner there with a man at second base. 2-2 pitch from Sherrill. Reached for it. 1 hop to shortstop. Going to second for 1. They get it there. Not going to get the out at first. Great play by Robeson at second to stay with that ball. It 1 hopped into the bag. He was able to catch it and still try and pull the turn at second base. Just took too long to happen. Took too long to develop. Fielder's choice will get Gillespie on at first. He's on base for a 4th time in the ball game. Out at second base was Cade Johnson. 2 down. Runners on the corners now. And it's Jet Black batting after his RBI double in the 5th. Trying to help his own cause is now the pitcher on the mound for the Docs. He takes the first pitch for a strike. Jet has been struggling with the breaking ball, but they went right at him with that fastball on the first pitch there. The 0-1 delivery from Sherrill. Fouled back by Jet, and he's got an 0-2 count. Off in the distance, plenty of white clouds in the sky, but here overhead, it's mostly sunny with a number of puffy white clouds overhead. We are expecting the possibility of rain maybe after 6 o'clock here in the Umpqua Basin. A beautiful day for baseball here today, although just a bit muggy. The 0-2 runner going, ground ball pulled towards third. Play's got to go to first. The throw pulled him off the bag, but he got just back on time. Roselle will make the final out there. The throw from Belden pulled him off the bag for a second, but he was able to rest his foot back on the bag after making the catch. Jet Black retired at first base by a half step, and that will keep it a tie ball game. We go to the top of the 7th, final frame, with the game tied 3-3 here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter,
a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm
and disaster that threatens my community.
I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Head to the top of the 7th. It is a tie ball game, 3-3. 3 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Barbers. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Docs. As we welcome you back here, today's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. First pitch from Jet Black is in the dirt, bounces away from Knox Hubbard as he delivers into Stanley Shoppy, who is 2 for 2 in the game with a single and a double. Also been hit by a pitch. He takes a strike on the outside corner to even things up 1-1. 7th inning here. You've got Shoppy, Roselle, and McAlpin due up for the Barbers. Ground ball hard hit towards Takahashi. He had sat back on his heels, but that gets on him quickly. He makes the adjustment to stay in front of it. And he will make the out across the diamond with plenty of time to throw it to first for the first out. That is the first time the Docs have been able to retire Stanley Shoppy in the ball game. 1 away, Nico Roselle will bat. Base is empty. 1-0 count to start things off here. The 1-0 pitch hits the outside corner. Count goes to 1-1. Just outside and a bit high from Jet Black, who has now pitched 1 inning and a third. Ball fouled away. That'll even up the count against Nico Roselle. He is 0 for 1 in the game with a fly ball out to center field. Otherwise, he's been hit by a pitch and walked. Two-two here for Jet with 1 away and nobody on. That ball into the air out into center. Going back is Kloffenstein. He's got to run. I don't think he's going to get there in time. He dives and it goes to the wall. Kloffenstein gets to it. He'll air it out. And a nice relay back to the infield will hold Nico Roselle to a double. Kloffenstein got to that quickly, but just could not get underneath it. That ball to the deepest part of the park. 1 hops the fence, and Roselle has himself a 1-out double to put the go-ahead run in scoring position for the Barbers. Karen McAlpin will bat. He is 0 for 2, hit by a pitch his last time up against Mason Del Colo. First pitch high and away for ball 1. Del Colo's final line, we never did get that to you. 1 inning pitched. He gave up 2 hits, 3 runs. He walked 1, beaned 2, and did not have a strikeout. But because the Docs came back and scored 3 in the bottom of that 5th inning, Del Colo will get a no decision in this game as well. The 2-0 pitch lined out to center field, right to Logan Kloffenstein, who has no problem making the catch there. That ball right at him. 2 away. The Barbers making contact against Jet Black, but for the most part, besides that ball well struck by Nico Roselle, for the most part, they've been very playable balls for the Docs defense. Tyler Bickford will bat. The catcher is 0 for 0. He has walked 3 times in the game, and he takes high for ball 1. They'll have to find a different courtesy runner for Bickford if he gets on base. Belden came in for Jonah Hergert last half inning, so he will no longer be able to courtesy run for the catcher. 1-1 count as a strike taken on the outside corner for Bickford. The 1-1 from Jet challenged him with his fastball, and it's fouled away for strike 2. We'll have Game 2 coming up here after with the conclusion to Game 1. We'll do a quick post-game show, and then for those watching online, we will stop the broadcast of this first game and start a new one for the second game, and we will play our player interview at the start of the new broadcast online. Ball outside, knocked down by Hubbard, but the runner will move to third. Hubbard throws that ball into left field. Dawson Gillespie will get to it, but will not be able to throw it back in. And Hubbard, trying to make a play, will allow the Barbers to score the go-ahead run. A wild pitch, allowing the runner to move up 90 feet, and then Nico Roselle scores on the error. And that will be the first error of the game for the Docs defensively, and it comes as the final pitch comes in for strike 3 against Tyler Bickford. So unfortunately there, if Hubbard hangs onto that ball, they might have been able to get out of this one still tied, but they will go to the bottom of the 7th, needing 1 run to force extras, 2 to take the win in regulation, as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Current Orthodontics, we stand out because of the smiles and the excitement that we create. A beautiful smile can really make a huge impact in someone's life. Our main goal is we also want you to be able to walk down the street and have your neighbors say, "Hey, where did you get that great smile?" And for you to be able to say, "At Current Orthodontics."
Buy one, get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy one signature service oil change at regular price and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The signature service oil change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and a 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy one signature service oil change with Pennzoil, get one free now at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube, next to Champion Car.
Bottom of the 7th, it'll be Barry Sherrill out there to try and close this one out for the Barbers as they lead 4-3. It'll be Tatone, Corbin, and Hubbard, your 3 scheduled hitters in the bottom of the 7th to try and get the Docs at least 1, maybe 2 runs to try and win this one in game 1 of a doubleheader. Sherrill has given up 4 hits and 3 runs in his short time on the mound, and he misses low to Dominic Tatone for ball 1. Sherrill so far, 2 innings worked. He has given up 3 runs on 4 hits. He has walked 3 and hit 1. Tatone's going to hit one out towards right field for a base knock. Drops in, shallow right field between Stanley Shoppy and Riley Harbaugh out there. A leadoff single for Tatone. Dominic now is 1 for 4 in the contest, does have an RBI. 1 on, and nobody out, and a visit out to the mound here for head coach Joe Duran. Talk with his entire infield here, and we may get a call to the pen. Although I don't, unless they're going with a guy that was on the field already, I don't know if they're going to be bringing anybody in here. Limited roster today for the Barbers. They do not have everybody, that is for certain. They are a little short-staffed, not everybody making the trek down here. And no changes to be made here. They're going to leave Barry Sherrill on the mound after the visit out there. Hey, today's game has been brought to you by Good Vibrations, solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. Stick around. We will have, again, a quick post-game show, your Roseburg Disposal post-game show coming up for you at the end of the contest. And then we will in this one and start a new one for game 2. Squaring to bunt, Evan Corbin puts it down first base side. Sherrill will field it, throws it over to Nico Roselle. And Roselle will make the out there. Then they chase back Dominic Tatone back to second base. And Coach Robbins is out there yelling out some explanations to Dominic Titone. Titone, I think, had gotten to second base and a collision out there. I don't know if they... Yeah, Jeremiah was trying to say that was interference on the defense. The second baseman in the way of Dominic Titone with third base wide open. He could have possibly gone to third, and Jeremiah Robbins with an argument to be made there, but will not get it. Sack bunt for Evan Corbin puts the game-tying run at second, and it'll be up to Knox Hubbard here to try and bring around Dominic Titone. Just caught that replay on the slight delay here for the video stream. So I was watching that there to see exactly what Coach Robbins was so adamantly discussing out there on the field. 1-0 pitch to Hubbard. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball for strike one. Knox looking to atone for that throwing error that allowed the go-ahead run to come in. One away, runner out at second. A 1-1 pitch for Hubbard, who is 0 for 1 in the game, been hit by a pitch and walked. A 1-1 delivery. Sherrill kicks and fires, and that one gets Hubbard on the front foot. So that is another hit batter for Barry Sherrill, third one in the game for the Docs. For a second time, it is Knox Hubbard. He'll get himself on base. First and second.
Next batter, number 2, Sebastian Watson.
Dr. Stewart threatening to tie this one up in the bottom of the seventh, or try to score twice and win it in a walk-off. Sebastian Watson now the left fielder batting. He takes inside for ball one. It was all zeros through the first 4 innings of this one. And both teams score 3 in the fifth. And the Barbers get 1 in the top of the seventh to lead 4-3 here in the bottom of the seventh inning. A pitch bounce in to Tone. Races back to second. That ball did not get away enough from the catcher, Tyler Bickford. Game one of a twin bill here. Get a moment here to call for a station ID, so hang on for that. The 2-0 delivery for Barry Sherrill is high and inside. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Docs Baseball on The Score. The 3-0 pitch is right down the middle for a called strike against Sebastian Watson, who is taking all the way. A walk will load him with just one out. Watson looking to hit here on the 3-1 pitch, and he takes high for ball 4. Bases loaded, just one away. Docs with an opportunity to try and steal this one late. Still no visit to the mound for the Barbers, so it looks like it'll be Sherrill to try and win this one. Going to get a pinch runner out at second base, Knox Hubbard. It'll be a courtesy runner for the catcher. Heading out there is, I believe, Ever Lamb. Still trying to memorize all the numbers, but I believe that is Ever Lamb that'll get a chance to run out at second base for Knox Hubbard. 9-hitter Logan Klopfenstein comes in. He is 1 for 3 in the game with a single against Barry Sherrill in the 6th. He takes high for ball 1. A walk would tie this one up. So the Docs with some life here in the 7th. They scored twice in the bottom of the 9th against Medford on Wednesday to send that game to extra innings. Unfortunately ended up losing. A ball gets away. Coming home will be Tatone. He scores, and we're tied. Dominic Tatone comes in to score on the wild pitch. Ever Lamb running for Knox Hubbard goes to third. Watson to second. And now Logan Klopfenstein can play the hero on a 2-0 count. Try and drive in the game-winning run. 90 feet from home with just one out. The 2-0 pitch bounces, knocked down by Bickford. The runners will not test that one. Does not get away too far. And now a visit out to the mound for Tyler Bickford here. 3-0 count. I'm almost surprised they don't just elect to put Logan Klopfenstein on base here. Load him up and give him a chance at maybe a double play or at least create a force out at home. But they are going to still go against Klopfenstein here and leave first base open. It's a 3-0 count. Klopfenstein looking to try and get on. He'll take a strike. 3 balls, 1 strike. Go ahead run, the game-winning run at third. That's Ever Lamb. Barry Sherrill with the infield all in on the grass. He'll issue strike 2. Top of the zone there. Inner half against Klopfenstein. He's got himself a full count with just 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Game tied at 4. Doc's trying to walk off. Full count pitch. Sherrill delivers. Ball 4 outside. So down to first goes Klopfenstein. A hit by pitch, a walk. Barry Sherrill has loaded the bases up again. And it's the top of the order here. Austin Takahashi will stand in. Tak is 1 for 3 in the game, had a sac bunt his last time up. Again, they'll pull the infield in. Sac fly would do the trick here. Takahashi, first pitch swinging, fouls away. Get it into the outfield, and the outfield all playing in shallow. So if it's a ball in front of them, they could possibly come up throwing it to home. But if it's over their head, you would have assumed that it was deep enough to drive in a sac fly anyways, so they play in shallow. The 0-1 pitch from Sherrill. Inside, 1-1 count. Austin Takahashi at the plate. I have been extremely impressed with this young man in the time we've gotten a chance to watch him play from Roseburg High School through now into a couple of games with the Docs. Just looks poised for a guy that was only a sophomore this school year. A 1-1 pitch and a big moment for Takahashi, and he takes low and inside again. I mean, he stands in there with, it seems, all sorts of confidence. Those pitches low and inside, he's not scooting out of the way to try and not get hit. He's in there, watches him go by. His body doesn't seem to be nervous or anxious at the plate here. He stands in the big moment. Barry Sherrill trying to avoid walking in the go-ahead winning run as well. The 2-1 pitch to Takahashi. In the air, not very deep. Shallow center field. Stanley Shoppy is there, and he'll just run it in, and that will not do the trick. 2 down. And so now it'll take a base knock for Cade Johnson to try and end this one here in the bottom of the 7th.
Next batter, number 1, Cade Johnson.
Johnson is, I guess, 0 for 1 today with a batter interference that got him out in the 3rd. Otherwise, he has walked twice and been hit by a pitch. A weird stat line for him there. Bases loaded with 2 away. Barry Sherrill trying to avoid giving it up. And he will miss high and inside for ball 1. He's got to throw strikes to Cade Johnson. A walk would end this one in the 7th. The 1-0 pitch is taken for a strike. The 1-1 pitch for Sherrill. High for ball 2. An enticing pitch at the top of the zone, but just a bit outside and probably a little bit elevated. Ever Lamb at third represents the game-winning run. He's the one that matters. Bases loaded. The 2-1 pitch for Sherrill is in the air off the bat of Johnson to center field, and it looks like we're headed to extras as Stanley Shoppy will make the catch. So Barry Sherrill pitches around the jam, but the Docs score the game-tying run, and we'll go to extras in Game 1. 1 run on 1 hit. There were no errors for the Barbers, and the Docs leave 3 runners on base. Well, let's play extras. We go to the 8th inning on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
At Current Orthodontics, we stand out because of the smiles and the excitement that we create. A beautiful smile can really make a huge impact in someone's life. Our main goal is we also want you to be able to walk down the street and have your neighbors say, hey, where did you get that great smile? And for you to be able to say, at Current Orthodontics.
At Brook Communications, our job is to get results for your business, period. We can take your story and tell it to the people you want to reach in a way that compels first-time clients to become repeat customers. We get them through your door so you can do what you were meant to do. Proclaim your sales message to the largest audience of any media company in Douglas County. Brook Communications dominates through the power of 5 radio stations and 541radio.com. Results amplified. Locally owned. Brook Communications.
Well, we go to the top of the 8th inning. How about some free baseball here as Game 1 will go a little bit long. A ball fouled away off the bat of the leadoff man here in the top of the 8th inning. It's the pitcher, Barry Sherrill, who worked his way out of a jam there in the bottom of the 7th nicely to keep it tied and force extras. Check swing. Fair ball, first base side, taken by Jet Black. He will flip it over to Evan Corbin for the out. To retire Barry Sherrill, who is now 1 for 3 in the contest. 1 away, tied at 4 as we start extra innings in the opener of our doubleheader. Joe Duran, I think, making some lineup changes here as he talks with our home plate umpire, the coach of the Barbers. Sherrill grounds out to start things off in the 8th. And now I'm not sure what the conversation is going to be here. Drew Fritz was scheduled to be the next hitter, although they... Not sure if the DH is pulled out. Yeah, Harbaugh. Actually, I guess they are gonna pull the DH for Harbaugh, who had been in the game, but they were using a DH for the pitcher to start. So Harbaugh will now bat for himself.
Riley Harbaugh.
Harbaugh now in right field. Long ago was our starting pitcher for the Barbers in this game. Almost feels like an afterthought now on the great start that Harbaugh and Austin Anderson had to start out this game, neither giving up a run through the first 4 innings. As a ball swung on and missed, and then lost the handle on the bat there for Riley Harbaugh as he spun around, whiffing at that one. Oh, 2 count. Drew Fritz had been 0 for 3 before coming out of the game here. Harbaugh will take strike 3. Goes down looking with a breaking ball. And there are 2 away now in the 8th inning. Second strikeout of the game for Jet Black, who is still on the mound working for the Docs. Remember that all strikeouts by Docs pitchers are brought to you by Mountain Mike's Pizza, who's making sure your next pizza night isn't a swing and a miss. Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. Now it is Cole Double check here. I've only been calling him by his last name for so long now. And he's not on my lineup card. Cole Belden. I was right. Batting here after coming in as a pinch runner. Chops one to short and will ground out there. 6-3 the put out. A 1-2-3 inning for Jet Black. Retires the 7, 8, 9 hitters. And that'll keep it a tie ball game 4-4 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Extra inning baseball on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy one signature service oil change at regular price and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The signature service oil change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and a 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy one signature service oil change with Pennzoil. Get one free now at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube, next to Champion Car Wash.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Oh, we are cruising right along here on this Saturday afternoon from the ballpark at Champion Car Wash Field. It's Barry Sherrill still out there throwing for the Portland Barbers. We are tied at 4. It's just been like mirroring each other throughout this game. 3 in the top of the 5th for the Barbers, 3 in the bottom of the 5th for the Docs, 1 in the top of the 7th for the Barbers, 1 in the bottom of the 7th for the Docs. We'll see if the Docs can break the streak and score 1 and walk off with a win here in the bottom of the 8th inning against the post-6 Barbers.
It'll
be Dawson Gillespie, Jet Black, and Dominic Tatone due up here against Barry Sherrill in a 4-4 ball game. We still got a whole nother game to go after this, too. So, baseball fans, don't go anywhere as we continue to bring you Docs baseball here on the Score, getting the season underway. Game 3 of the year for the Docs, game 7 for the Barbers. 1-0 count here for Tatone. Excuse me, this is Gillespie. He gets behind one, out in the air towards left center. Long run. I don't know if anybody's going to get there in time. That one's going to hit the alley. Trying to track it down is McCalpin, and a triple. Yes! Dawson Gillespie in with a leadoff triple. Out in left field. I don't know if he couldn't quite get a great read on it. It might have just been too far out of his way, but Dawson Gillespie sends one to the alley in left center and unable to get to it. Out there in left field was McCalpin. And a leadoff triple for Gillespie. Jet Black will try and drive in the game-winning run. That is the 3rd hit of the day for Dawson Gillespie. His summer season has started out nicely. And a visit to the mound now for Joe Duran and the Portland Barbers. After things start out with a 1-0 count for Jet Black here. Jet is 1 for 4 in the game with an RBI double back in the 5th. He could have an RBI base hit here if he could just get one deep enough into the outfield. Everybody playing shallow to try and cut off the run at home. It worked out in the last half inning for the Barbers as they try to do it again here in the 8th. The wind is blowing in from left field now. The American flag out there a bit. We're starting to see things darken a bit out here. We are expecting that maybe around 6 o'clock we start to see a chance for some raindrops, but it is starting to seem a little bit grayer overhead, and the wind picking up a little bit, which is always an indication that something might be blowing into the region. Jet Black at the plate with the 1-0 count. The infield well in on the grass. Breaking ball low and inside. Now with the leadoff triple for Gillespie, first and second are unoccupied, so a walk here is really not a lot of damage for Barry Sherrill. A 2-0 pitch to Jet. Trying to get him to chase a bit, and he's not getting any sort of fishing here from Jet Black. That pitch nearly getting by. Behind the plate, Tyler Bickford, a nice job ranging to keep in front of it. Barry Sherrill on the mound was ready to go cover the plate if that ball had gotten by. His 3-0 pitch here to Jet. Hits the outside corner for a called strike. Nobody out. Man at third. Dawson Gillespie after the leadoff triple. 3-1 for Sherrill. Inside for ball 4. A walk that won't really have any big effect on what Sherrill's thinking out there, I'm sure. I have that down as his 6th walk. And they're going to walk him loaded as they'll put Titone on as well. So the bases loaded with nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. Definitely feels like a big moment here, and it'll be the youngster Evan Corbin trying to drive in the game-winning run. He is 0 for 2 in the game. Gets underneath the first pitch, skies it in the air, but again, not deep. And coming in to make the catch practically almost on that infield dirt is the left fielder McCulpin. There's one away. That's a big out for the Barbers. Now a double play could finish things off. Gillespie at third, Black at second, Titone at first, and it's Knox Hubbard to bat, 0 for 1 in the game. He's been hit by a pitch twice and walked. Just make some solid contact, all you need. Low and inside for ball 1. Or draw a walk, that will work. Heck, a base hit would be perfect as well. The 1-0 pitch. High and away. 2-0 balls, no strikes. The third baseman, Cole Belden, is acting as a first baseman, holding on Dawson Gillespie at third. That's interesting to me. I don't know if you'd go with a pickoff move there or not. But he is acting like a first baseman, holding on the runner at third. I'm intrigued by that. The 2-0 pitch for Knox Hubbard. Bases loaded. Strike on the outside corner. Left-handed batter, Knox Hubbard. He's only put the one ball in play when he popped out to the shortstop back in the second inning. Trying to break this one from a 4-4 tie in the bottom of the 8th and walk it off with a win. The 2-1 pitch is low for ball 3. All right, here you go. A walk brings in a run. Fans getting into it, the dugout clapping. Doc's trying to get that first win of the season in extras here against the Barbers. A 3-1 pitch for Barry Sherrill. He's got to make it in the zone or get a swing and a miss. The 3-1 is strike 2. Hubbard watched that one all the way. Strikeout would be huge for Barry Sherrill here. 3-2 pitch, game on the line. Sherrill sets, long look in, and Hubbard calling for time. We'll try it again here with the 3-2 count. Only one away. Runners on every base. Infield playing in, tie ball game, the pitch. High and away, Docs win. Dawson Gillespie's leadoff triple proves to be a big one. Behind that, they will load the bases up, and then a walk issued to Knox Hubbard drives in the game-winning run of the ball game. Docs get their first win of the season, 5-4 in quite the ball game in the opener. 5-4 the score at the end of game one. We'll come back and do a quick post-game show. Then we will start a new video broadcast for those watching online, and we will get you game two here coming up. If you're listening on the radio or maybe listening on the 541 radio app, just stay where you are. We've got a conversation with Kate Johnson coming up here in a moment as well. Docs win 5-4 against the Barbers in the opener. Game two just about to get underway in about 25 minutes from now. Back with your Roseburg Disposal postgame show after this 2-minute break on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
We are Douglas County Farmers Co-op, but we're not just for farmers. We serve all residents of Douglas County because we are Douglas County. Stop by today for everything from a tank of gas to a bite to eat anytime you're hungry. Pick up something for yourself, your home, and those you care for. Celebrating 100 years of service, Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Good people, good products, and good advice.
Buy one, get one free at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube. Buy one signature service oil change at regular price and receive a coupon for a second one free. That's a $43.99 value. The signature service oil change features up to 5 quarts conventional Pennzoil, a new spin-on filter, and a visual inspection of belts, brakes, tires, and wipers, plus fluid top-off and a 90-day top-off guarantee. Buy one signature service oil change with Pennzoil, get one free now at the Roseburg Jiffy Lube, next to Champion Car Wash.
At Current Orthodontics, we stand out because of the smiles and the excitement that we create. A beautiful smile can really make a huge impact in someone's life. Our main goal is we also want you to be able to walk down the street and have your neighbors say, "Hey, where did you get that great smile?" And for you to be able to say, "At Current Orthodontics."
Looking for more local sports coverage? CBS Sports Radio 1490 The Score has you covered. Check out our homepage at 541radio.com for sports stories, scores, and podcasts. And follow us on social media. 1490 The Score is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And take the station with you wherever you go with the 541 Radio app. Download the app in your smartphone's app store and get access to a live stream of the station, sports stories, podcasts, and easy messaging with the station and others.
Back here for a quick Roseburg Disposal postgame show. You can let them make the run to the dump for you. Call 673-7122. Joey Keyran here with you from Champion Car Wash Field, where the Docs get their first win of the season. 5-4 your final score. They win it in 8 innings in a 7-inning ball game. They go to extras and get the victory there. Winning against the Post 6 Barbers as they snap a 4-game winning streak for the Barbers, who go to 5-2. The Docs are now 1-2 on the year. Final numbers in this one: 4 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, 8 men left on base for the Barbers. For the Docs, 5 runs on 7 hits, 1 error, and 16 men left on base. A big number there, although 3 of them were on base when the game came to an end there on the walk-off walk issued by Barry Sherrill. Getting the win is Jet Black, the third man on the mound in the game. He pitches the final 3 innings. He gave up 1 hit, 1 run, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and he'll get the victory, his first of the season. Barry Sherrill will take the loss after pitching the final 3 1/3 innings. Gave up 6 hits, 5 runs, 8 walks, no strikeouts, 2 hit batters. This game was back and forth. It was a pitcher's duel to start. Neither pitcher, Riley Harbaugh or Austin Anderson, giving up a run through the first 4. And neither pitcher gives up a run in the game. They both exit after the first 4 innings. It was the bullpens after that. Mason Del Colo comes in and gives up 3 in the top of the 5th to the Barbers. But then the Barbers go to Barry Sherrill, and he gives up 3 in the bottom of the 5th to tie the game up at 3-3. Jet Black came in after the 5th inning for the Docs on the mound. He gave up a run in the top of the 7th, but the Docs were able to get it back in the bottom of the 7th against Sherrill to tie it up and force it into extras, although the Docs had a golden opportunity to try and win it in regulation as they had the bases loaded with just 1 out and could not score the game-winning run at the end of the 7th inning. Then we go to the 8th inning, and that is when Barry Sherrill gives up a leadoff triple to Dawson Gillespie. That proved to be big. They would walk the bases loaded on purpose, got 1 out, but then going to a full count, Knox Hubbard draws the bases loaded walk to bring home the game-winning run. That is how it plays out here tonight as the Docs get the victory. We'll go ahead and take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we'll look at some of the individual numbers from today's contest offensively, and then we will wrap up Game 1 of our doubleheader and get you ready for Game 2 coming up. Back after this 2-minute break on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Get ready to satisfy your dessert cravings with Mountain Mike's new mini churros. These delicious bite-sized churros are the perfect dessert to pair with your favorite Mountain Mike's pizza, made with only the freshest and finest ingredients, dough made fresh daily with 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese, and toppings to the edge. For limited time only, get 16 mini churros for the whole family for only $4.99. Don't wait. Order yours today for dine-in, carry-out, or delivery.
Back here with our final segment of the Roseburg Disposal post-game show. Let them make the run to the dump for you. That's Roseburg Disposal, 673-7122. As we wrap things up here, we take a look at the offensive numbers from this one. And don't forget, coming up, let's see, today is Saturday. So coming up in tomorrow's edition of the newspaper, you can always catch a recap of today's doubleheader action for the Docs by checking out the News Review Sports section. Pick up a copy of the News Review tomorrow for a full recap of today's games. All right, looking at the offensive numbers for the Barbers. 4 hits in the game. A big day for Stanley Shoppy. He ended up getting 2 hits. He was 2 for 3 in the contest. Reached base 3 times, was hit by a pitch once. Nico Roselle had a double in the 7th inning and scored a run. That, at the time, looked like it could be the game-winning run, but the Docs were able to tie it back up in the bottom of the 7th. But Nico Roselle goes 1 for 2 in the game with a walk and a hit by pitch and scored twice. And then Barry Sherrill was 1 for 3 in the contest with a 2-run single in the 5th. On the other side for the Docs, leading the way with 3 hits in this ball game was Dawson Gillespie. He had 2 singles and a triple, drove in a run, scored once, scored twice. He also was walked once. So he ended up 3 for 4 on the day. Not a bad day with an RBI there for Dawson Gillespie. Austin Takahashi was 1 for 4 in the game with a run scored. Jet Black was 1 for 4 in the game with a RBI double in the 5th inning. Dominic Titone, 1 for 4 in the game with a run scored and an RBI. And then you had Logan Klopfenstein. He was 1 for 3 in the game with a single, reached base 3 times. And Knox Hubbard had an RBI with the bases loaded to drive in the game-winning run. So that is a look at how things played out today in the ball game. Docs get the 5-4 win on top of the visiting Post 6 Barbers. And now we will get ready for Game 2 of our doubleheader. And coming up, we will end the broadcast of Game 1. So if you are watching online, we will end this broadcast. If you're at 541radio.com, just refresh the page here in a couple of minutes, and we will get the second game broadcast started for you. If you are watching on our YouTube channel, just go back to our main channel page there and find the second broadcast coming up. We'll start it off with an interview with Kate Johnson. It's our player interview. As we get those started, we'll bring you player interviews throughout the season, so you get a chance to learn a little bit more about this Doc Stewart's baseball team. It's presented by BTB Moving. So we've got that coming up for you with South Umpqua's Kate Johnson. Coming up when we return, this is Doc's Baseball on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.